Hi, and welcome to episode 21 of the MMA Wales podcast. I'm Ricky Wright, joined with, as always, Adrenaline Fight Night promoter James Wallace, and we've got a fantastic guest for you this week. We have Wales' only representative in this year's IMF World Championships.
First and only.
Mr. Josh A. Hudson. That nickname hasn't took off yet, but I'm pushing for it. Welcome to the show, Josh. How are you feeling today?
Good, thanks. Good, yeah.
So, when you fly out this Thursday, you fly out to...
Friday morning, 10
Friday
a.m.
morning.
Yeah.
From?
Stansted. Nice and early.
Well, listen to us now. My flight leaves Heathrow the same flight Josh leaves Stansted,
Same time.
but I get there like 6 hours earlier
Yeah.
because he decided to pay £200 less and get a connecting flight. But
I think it worked out to be about 40 quid less, actually.
Yeah.
I'm with Pegasus, I'm stopping off in Turkey, so... Yeah.
Right, sometimes it goes like that, and then you go with the cheaper one. And
it
then
could be
end up,
worse. I'm on the same flight as Nigel.
Oh, right. Oh, mate, yeah. I definitely got the better end of that stick then.
You know Nigel now, he's a great guy. Looking forward to and Nigel and Windy are on my flight as well, so...
That's what you messy, that is.
Got to give him some stick then.
Yeah,
They're the enemy now.
If he, yeah, that's right. If I catch Nigel sleeping, there's something good in his mouth.
I wish my coach Paul had been here for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, what would you do to say?
Recently had Paul Jenkins on the show. If you haven't seen that one, you got to guys. Have a look.
Cracking guy. He's
We
awesome.
could do a couple more episodes with Paul and maybe a new, fresh story every time from.
I think he should do his own night.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
and now with Paul
And
Jenkins.
the evening with Paul Jenkins.
I pay for it. I mean, I've been training with him for on off for about 6 years now, and he's still telling me stories that, oh my god, would make your tongue curl like.
So yeah. How do you get into MMA? Because you've obviously showed a great judo pedigree in your fights. As did you start off doing judo and then that led to MMA?
Yeah, I started off doing judo when I was about 5 or 6. Went to university, like trained and helped coach with the university team, and then at about 21, I'd always fancied it, so I decided to walk through the doors of Dogs of War MMA, and the rest is history.
I started out at Dogs of War in
Yeah.
the old Penarth gym. It was £2 a session. Good times.
Mine was $3.50.
Oh, inflation, man.
I wonder how long it took to get from 2 to 350.
£6 now. Paul
£6
Jenkins.
now. Jesus.
Cardiff prices.
Well, in Penarth, like, I mean, we used to pay £2 and it was just a massive mat area, and there would be some killers on the mat, like, there'd just be a little fat kid over here getting beat up by Sam John, and Sam was nice, so I once brought my girlfriend there and he let me beat the crap out of him in front of her. And I was like, oh, Sam, that's so nice. It's like, oh, yeah, wait till next session when she's not having you. Alright, Sam.
That was down the church, I presume, yeah?
Yeah, the church. I drove past it, it's still there. It's such a waste of an iconic building for Welsh martial arts. It'd be cracking if it's got so much space in it. You could do 2 floors, you could stick a cage in it. You could stick 2 cages in it. It's a cracking venue. Anyway, so you go into Bahrain next week as the...
Well, this weekend, eh? This
Oh,
Friday.
This Friday.
this Friday, but the tournament starts next
Yeah, so when's the weigh-in? Is it Sunday or Monday? First weigh-in?
I think I get away in when I register on Saturday, and you're allowed a little bit of an allowance for the flight, just in case you blow it out, whatever. And then Monday you've got to weigh in on the dot. You're not allowed any
So
allowance.
Monday you're going to be bang on.
Yeah.
Is your category full?
Yeah, I think there's
Could be 31 Monday.
32,
I think 31 now, I think
Is
there
it?
must be a
Yeah.
dropout. But it's
Yeah,
so
food drop was at the end, was it the row one and Scotty?
Yeah.
I imagine you'd be seated highly because you have a bronze medal. So hopefully,
The run would be good.
you'll have a nice run to the final. Hopefully, you get that rematch against Isa, the Belgian guy you fought in Romania. How did that fight go? And what can you do this time if you match him again to get the win this time?
It was a frustrating one, that one. We both had 2 fights leading up to that, so it was like the 3rd day. He blitzed through the first guy in a minute and the second guy in about a minute and a half, so he took no damage at all and was like pretty much fresh legged.
You got 6 rounds to do.
I went 2 rounds in the first fight and 3 rounds in the second fight, and just taking a little bit more damage. My ear was like a little fetus, like this cauliflower ear. As I walked, it was like flopping downwards. So I had a little bit more damage, and he just outclassed me on the day. But it was little things that in the moment
I felt as well. You looked a bit like more fatigued. You could see like where
I didn't have that pop.
Yeah. You kind of looked a bit down coming into the fight. Where the first 2 days you were like banging up for it.
People don't realise that people are watching online and stuff. Obviously, got the shin pads on. They mean nothing.
They're paper thin. They were on shin guards.
You throw them harder because they're there, and it doesn't hurt any less if you kick a knee or an elbow. So like, and then you got the hands like the gloves are there. They can't see how knackered you are, how tiring.
Yeah.
And them little knocks. I suppose, like even when you wake up on the third day, how about you walk up and
I was dragging myself out of bed on one leg at a time.
lifting your legs up.
Yeah.
People don't realise when everything's covered up, they can't see you move it.
I mean, most people are happy to do 1 fight every 6 months.
Yes.
And, like post on Facebook and all that, have the glory of it.
Instagram fighters.
To do 3 fights in 3 days is pretty hard work.
I had 3 in 1 day once, and I don't think if I would have gone and been able to sleep in between, I would have been able to do it.
I'd love to do that, a tournament format, that'd be...
But again, when I done it went the same way as the guy I had in the final, I lost in the final, he done half a round.
Yeah, see?
And there was 2 round fights, 2 3s, 2 4s, and at the end of the 2 4s, it was a draw, you have to another 4-minute round. So I done another 4-minute round, and the other guy had been out of the cage for an hour, and I'm laying like, soaking in.
Blowing like
the guy goes to me, he's in the same change, I've got the other change rooms, right? And he's warming up and we go
funny you say that, because when I emceed the Bulgarian national trials last year, they combined an entire IMAF tournament in 1 day.
Yeah.
So it was like the welterweight division, which was the most stacked, the 2 finalists, that was their 5th fight of the day.
Is it? I thought the Bulgarian.
Boshigar, Ivanov.
That's the one.
Yeah, I know. And he
so you fought him, didn't you?
Yeah.
Is that the one who won the tournament? Or?
No, he might have done actually. I think so. This was for the Bulgarian national trials for the Bulgarian Europeans, so I'm not sure. I started MC. The first fight of the day started at 9 o'clock in the morning. The last fight started like 1 o'clock.
Yeah, the next day.
Next day. Longest day ever. And it was my birthday as well. It was 4th of February. Best birthday ever. They treated me really well. I mean, they slaughtered a sheep in my honour and we all had
I bet they can drink as well.
Yeah.
They will sheep.
I think they give me the brain as well. I can see Veronica, the Bulgarian. She's the secretary, and she had this nice bit of like lamb leg or something. And there's me thinking, is this brain?
Pig's brain.
That was a cracking bit.
Don't look down, just put shovel in.
But even with the day you fight and then you fight the next day, 5 fights over 5 days, such a grueling process. And when you've got like, that's why I think the IMAF tournaments, if you win now, you are legitimate a badass. No doubt.
I mean, they don't turn anyone over, basically. I mean, I don't know. It's people underestimate the amateur scene now. I mean, if people go in pro, they're nowhere near that level.
I agree.
Just to say they're pro, basically, there's a difference in level.
I reckon some of the top flight amateurs at the moment could have been sort of top flight pros like 10 years ago. Or whatever. It's moved on so fast.
Oh, and 100%. It's a different game now, and every couple of years it changes all the time. But these European amateurs, I mean, some of the countries have said they don't get the chance to go pro, do they?
No.
So the guys who fight, the Swedish team, we've seen them.
They've been over here, adrenaline, they're all killers.
Monsters.
Robin Rees.
I predict if you're on the right side,
now, he is.
Is he? He's not out there. He's out here.
No, he's out there, and he's got Cage Warriors on the 15th of December. And that's probably his last one. Because he tagged me in that jog, and I'm trying to watch this. Because I would love to bring him over. Because I asked him to fight him. But basically, Robin's opponent in the product. I said, right, that's Josh. And he was in Bali. Oh, got it. I
was in a bar on the beach in Bali when I got the message of you, and I almost started crying. I wanted that fight so bad. My mate was like, what the What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Chloe, yeah.
I'd love to do that fight. Robin's great as well. I mean, he's always enough a good fight.
He's a fan favourite as well. I mean,
Yeah.
good looking boy. There's a lot of Welsh girls who were
Oh, they were having him,
swooning over him.
pretty boy. But he was like, again, these describes the Swedish story that they were like, can I fight, what's his name?
Aaron Khalid, yeah. I
Khalid.
mean,
What?
Aaron Khalid won the pro title the same day as he won the amateur title.
Yeah.
So he got, can I come back and fight him? They straight up
Good luck to him in
that.
but that's the kind of fighters they are.
Yeah.
They are a legitimate team of fighters fight, and that's why they do so well in these tournaments, because they don't really care who they fight. They don't really care who's in front of them. They will try and win no matter what, because they're so used to this format. They're the most successful MMA country in amateur events.
Quite a long way, isn't it?
I think that'll be a cracking final. If you're both on each side of the brackets, you versus Robert, who's in the final, that'll be quality. So many good matches in there. A few guys returning from last year's Worlds and this year's Europeans. So I'm really excited for the welcome.
So how close to the bracket compared to last year? I mean, there's obviously a couple of the guys still fighting amateur. Is it pretty much like obviously Robin's still in there? Do you know what I mean? Is it very similar to the 31 that was last year, I reckon?
Just about. You've got some who've moved on pro, but then you've got like a lot of the guys. The guy you recently fought, is it John Mitchell?
John Mitchell, yeah.
He's in there. It's a good job he didn't KO him and he just choked him out, because otherwise he'd be
out of the tournament.
45-day ban.
45-day ban. We know all about that.
Yeah.
Scott Pedersen.
Well, we wanted to get Scott. We may as well mention that now for people that don't know.
Yeah.
Scott. So basically, Safe MMA gives Scott Pedersen a 45-day ban for his fight on Cage Warriors, where it was a technical knockout. Yeah.
Yeah, you got stopped.
Yeah. And the way they look at it, because obviously we've always gone with a 30-day ban for everything, and we always say 5 weeks. If you can't fight 5 weeks before, now they're saying if it's, well, how is it? If it's a shot to the head, which most finishes aren't they? But like a shot to the head can be a 45-day ban, or it is a 45-day ban.
Is that decided on the night, or is that decided?
Well, the 45 days starts the next day.
Okay.
So Scott, he missed it by 2 days. So, yeah, I mean, but it's nice. It is nice that there's someone out there saying, this is what's best for you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because it's so easy for not to happen. Right?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why Scott, he's out.
I was hoping they'd waiver it, but at the same time, the fact that they didn't shows how serious they are in this sport, and Safe MMA are really keen on regulating the sport and getting it as legitimate as possible, and I'm grateful for that. And Scotty now is a bit of a martyr in a way, because he's been sacrificed, but it's for the good of the sport in the long run. And if they let Scotty compete, they might allow other people to compete.
Yeah, where do you draw the line?
Where do you draw the line? So
and they were like, if Scotty has a scan to say he's right, whatever, but they've got. I think they've got to set the standard.
And Scotty, fair play to him. He's been so mature about it. He's respected the decision, and I applaud him for that.
I think the only problem is with it, and it isn't right. It's not the biggest problem, but it is. It costs a lot of money to go to these tournaments. Obviously, people get sponsors, some people don't.
Some countries like Sweden and Bulgaria
pay for the top guys. Yeah, the number one guy goes. And again, that can be funded, like we said, in the future. We're having a Welsh tournament. The Welsh tournament ticket money, blah blah blah. You could have it on one day, or you probably haven't got 4 weeks.
Yeah.
What I mean, but
I reckon that'd be organised so easily.
Oh, easy, yeah. All you need is a hall, as I said. You got an MC.
Yeah. What you need is cage.
Well, I got what I was doing. I've already said we can use mine, it's not a problem. Everything can be done. But as I say, at the moment, everyone's paying for their own ways of things. But I think going forward, people are just going to have to take fights 45 days before the game after.
Or a weekend before, in my case.
We're saying about that now. We had a 4-man strong Welsh team originally, Tom Wright from Manchester hurt his legs, hurt his knee in training, so he was out. And then we lost Scotty for the medical suspension. I already heard about Rowan, like it was touch and go whether he was going to be able to compete by the time you're fighting. So when you were fighting in Budo on Saturday night, I was like in constant contact with all the other coaches in the ring. Goes, it's Josh Ford, yeah, it's Josh Ford. And they're like, which one's Josh? And he's like, is he the one with big ears? And I was like, I've met Josh a few times. The big ears thing that's not what stood out about him. Has he got red eye math shorts on? I don't know. I can't see him. But it's likely.
Is he throwing someone through the air? That's him.
It was like people like, and it was like, oh, I think he lost. I'm like Wayne Samuels, like, no way. And he's like, no wait, that was someone else. I was like, going for that. And I was texting Christy the ringer as well. Can you tell me how Josh goes on? I don't know if he's fighting for. Yeah, it's like, well, wait till he fights.
Well,
he might have already fought. I don't know. It's like, Christy man. And then news came back that you won, and then I could see your picture smiling, all happy, and I was like, thank God for that. I was with my girlfriend and her dad, and he was saying, don't worry about it, Rick. If he's good enough to become world champion, he should blast this guy away. And I was like, you've got a point.
Yeah, there we go.
You've got a valid point. Yeah. And he was right as well.
Yeah.
You blast your opponent. You know, 3 days on from your fight, there's no scratch on you. And I bet getting the round and a half under your belt has done you good as well. You've probably done your confidence.
Boost your confidence a bit.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's probably, in hindsight, I haven't hindsight's 2020, but it was the best decision ever because I feel like I could
go against
fight anyone there. Do you know what I mean?
Am I fit enough?
Yeah. And that's probably one of the best performances I've ever sort of put in the cage. Didn't take him. I mean, he hit me with a straight right in the first round and sort of like semi-caught me with a teep to the face in the second round. But other than that, didn't touch me. It was all me.
And it's not, you weren't just fighting like a bum. It weren't a warm-up fight. It was a legitimate like 50-50 competitive fight. I mean, you were saying he's John Mitchell's 5-time Irish national champion. He's represented. If he had won his second round contest, you would have in the Europeans in Bucharest. You would have faced him in the quarterfinals. No, semi-finals.
Yeah. So we both lost at ISA in sort of Romania. And I mean, so he actually asked to fight me. This was back in September, and so I took it as a sign of disrespect. I thought he was sort of like calling me out. So I've trained with sort of like this bitter taste in my mouth for the last sort of few months. And it turned out it's just out of like love. He wanted to sort of test himself against me.
I think that's where the amateur level's going now.
Yeah.
When people want to test each other against the top boys, like you said about Robin.
Yeah.
You know, it's because he's good. You know?
Yeah, exactly. It's no disrespect. Just want to sort of challenge yourself against the best guys out there to see where you sort of sit.
You make a good point there with the amateur scene. I mean, in these IMAF tournaments, because you have to fight, and you can't go ducking people. There's no, like you've seen in some gyms, some promotions, they handpick their opponents just because they want wins, sell a bunch of tickets and get wins.
Yeah.
You haven't got that. The sacrifice you make as well, funding yourself. Some nations are lucky that they get they get government funding. The rest got to fund themselves through any way they can, and to do that, to go through that sacrifice. You've got to want it, and that's where the respect comes from as well, because they all respect each other. There's no bad blood. There's no. I mean, we saw him with Rowan, and he said the Irish kid was mean mugging him.
I think it was the Italian, wasn't it?
Oh yes, the Italian.
I shared a room with Rowan, and he was going on and on about this guy. Mad dog eyes and stuff as they walk past each other. It's funny.
But that guy,
Rowan,
Oliver, his name's Oliver, the Italian guy. He learned pretty fast that that's not the way things happen in these IMAF tournaments. And I've seen people meet each other up to 3 times in these tournaments, and they shake hands before they have a hell of a scrap, and they get on for it's like Alexandra Tonsheva fought and beat a girl called the Romanian girl whose name escapes me. They fought each other 3 times.
Especially the girls, I suppose, it's not wild.
Yeah, and Cornelia Holm, she fought the Norwegian girl 3 times as well. Like there's something that happens a lot, so you don't make too good of friends, but because obviously you're gonna have to fight him. But it's such a great atmosphere between them, and I can't wait to get out there, to be honest.
I think it's a role that you see the Olympics, isn't it? You know, you see the people, the top guys competing against each other all the time. They keep coming back. It's getting that way rather than cage fighters, you know, which is good to see.
Yeah, it's such a, you know, everyone's friends, all the coaches from all different countries get on really well now, and it's enhanced the wider scene, the wider amateur scenes, because obviously you've built relationships with coaches from Norway and Sweden, and they supply fighters to you, and Jorgen's got a
Germany, they bring them over. I mean, it's great practice for the guys as well, and fighting the best team, blah blah. But yeah, I think the experience they need now at that level, like these guys doing the IMAFs, it's because they want to get to the top in the pro level as well.
Yeah,
I think. I mean, it's not because they want to turn pro, which I think there's fighters out there that want to turn pro.
Yeah.
So they can say the pro fighters. We've had a record, turn pro, and pro, yeah, really. But these guys doing the IMAFs, like I say, I don't know how you're going to go with the amateurs, but if you look at the boxing scene, like the top boxers, how often they go to the World Championships before they do the pro.
Yeah.
I think that's where it's going now. So there's the guys who want to turn pro to A, make a few quid, or B, say the pro. There's the guys who want to do top amateur level, so when they do turn pro, they're not just coming in bottom level and want to get to the top. Because you look at the UFC, I mean, it's not a great amount of fights to get it in as a professional.
No.
But like, how many amateur fights have these guys had before they got there? That's the thing. It's evolving as like boxing, but not quite like boxing, because with boxing you've got to have 40 pro fights against nobody.
Well, Chris Russo was talking to some of the American coaches, and some of their athletes have like 40, 50, 60 amateur fights, and then turn pro, and have experienced everything you can possibly think of in the games.
Who's the guy who...
Jose Torres?
Yeah, he won 50 odd fights?
No, he lost his first amateur fight, so he had one loss. Then he won his next 32. So he won.
Right.
He won 2 IMAF World Championships, and he won the American, because they've got quite a rigorous like selection progress for the Yeah, so he turned over with a record of 30.
What did you sign much to do with this?
Titan FC.
Yeah, Titan.
Signed him straight away.
The third fight was his world title fight.
And that was I think flyweight, and he fought screw it, I'll fight for the bantamweight belt as well. So he had 2 title belts same time. He was 7-0 then, and then the UFC signed him, and he won his first fight by. Did you see his fight? First
No,
fight?
It was weird, wasn't it? It was some sort of KO from a slam.
The guy picking up the slam, and he ended up knocking himself out, and Jose was the winner. Jose's coming after Bahrain. Great guy. We've got some Vegas stories. What goes in Vegas stays in Vegas.
But as I say, it just goes to show that you don't have to, how active he was, or he must have been until he went pro. And the idea is straight to the top. So what is your goal then? Obviously, short-term goal is win the worlds.
The next 2 weeks goal is win the worlds.
Do you want to even if you do that, do you want to stay doing the IMAFs for a bit, or how far do you see that part of it going?
I'll probably have to sort of discuss it more with Paul Jenkins and Craig Ewers, my 2 coaches. But in my head, this was going to be my last sort of run out at amateur, and then sort of start 2019 looking to climb the pro ranks, really.
Yeah, I mean, this is your second tournament, isn't it?
Yeah, so I did the Europeans, do the Worlds now.
Been already medals.
Yeah, well, I've had 7 amateur fights this year, so I'm hoping for obviously another 5, get 12 in, and then 12 and 12 months. Yeah, exactly.
Well, we'll touch upon that in the second part now. Alright, and welcome back to part 2. We still joined here with Josh Hudson. We were Josh A. Hudson. Oh. So what we were saying, we're touching upon what were you doing if you win and if you're going to turn pro, and we've obviously talked about Jose Torres, and when he turned pro after becoming two-time IMAF world champion, he signed straight away with Titan FC. Also, we had Aiden James. He also fought on 2 IMAF tournaments. He turned pro with Brave, and now he's quite a success with Brave, beating a former IMAF world champion, Charles Malambo, last week. We were talking earlier before we were recording about Aiden's post-fight speech. We're not allowed to swear on this show.
You can Google it.
But you can't Google it. So, and he says about his big, massive dragon on his fucking back. Good editing there, Euros. That was big swears. You never even know. So yeah, I mean, the options could open for you if you do well in this tournament. There's options there. I mean, we're going to be in Bahrain during International Combat Week. There will be a Brave tournament out there on the Friday night, which we're all invited to watch, except for Wally, because he's not coming.
That's really cheap fights from Cardiff.
But as I was saying, like the Brave are going to be there watching the tournament, the IMAF tournament. Turn heads, they could snap you up like that. Or again,
I think as well, like Aiden's really that happy with him.
Yeah.
The Brave.
I said to Aiden earlier, I said to him, no, you got to bring Brave to Merthyr, like, I bring Brave to Merthyr, home of the Merthyr magic, I want to start calling him, something like that, I don't know. He's like, no, I like traveling around the world, and I bet. He's like, oh, fair point, like.
They were talking about doing one in Ibiza, weren't they?
Oh, that'd be
that's where I want to go.
Everyone make weight.
That'd be a good shout, but and again with Jack Shaw, he turned pro with Cage Warriors, and he's I think 11-0 now. Maybe 9-0.
9-0 pro 11.
He turned over as 12-0 undefeated, and he's fighting for Cage Warriors World Title. He's had multiple offers from the UFC. This amateur format obviously opens up many options for you when you decide to turn pro. Have you considered the options? What do you reckon would be your?
I mean, it'd be a dream come true to sort of fight on Cage Warriors as a pro, Bama, or like I said, Brave.
Bama, you mean Bellator UK?
Bellator UK, then yeah.
Is that what it is?
Well, I mean, they basically acquired all of Bellator's, Bama's best assets, David Green.
Maybe not.
No, I mean, like, I think being as I obviously like to fight often.
Yeah.
So once turning pro, that's the body is not getting fights in it.
Yeah.
But being signed by someone like that with the amateur pedigree and the medal that people talk about and stuff, then it is handy to have them regular events coming on where they can put you on,
Yeah.
Again, you got a fan-friendly style as well. I mean, after your stint in Bucharest, they made a cracking highlight video of you flipping people on your heads.
Yeah.
That was quality.
Wonder when he welterweights him and practicing that defence.
That Haragoshi, man, it's a decent one.
Yeah. Yeah, as I say, it's like people are now starting to notice what a good amateur career can get you, and it's better to see you go in and fight good guys through in the pro scene.
I mean, in reality, the amateur is just the start of the career, really.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's exciting to see what happens in the future, really.
There's even more examples. I mean, Shaib Yousaf, he won the Worlds out in Vegas in 2016.
He's getting his name from.
Because he had to put up some of the mic, he had to actually practice him in his
definitely
room.
made that up.
And then
But he signed straight to ACB as a pro, and they paid megabucks, and Hardy Bry as well. He's another British guy signed to Brave. So I'm saying that a lot of the bigger promotions pay attention to these amateurs. Like, I can see in a few years' time, UFC, the biggest organisation in the world, signing amateurs straight off the back of IMAF success.
Yeah.
You see it in boxing all the time. You got guys like Joe Codina and Joshua Buatsi and Lawrence Cody, Olympians,
signing straight after.
who get signed to the big promotions like Matchroom and Frank Warren straight away as they turn over. I can see that happening in MMA one day. No doubt about it. Obviously, IMAF's goal is for Olympic recognition. If it happens, there's no doubt about it that Dana White's going to be like, oh, I'll have him,
Yeah.
and sign him straight to a UFC contract, and that'd be the
Yeah.
The,
I mean,
the
there's a couple of fighters who've done multiple medal winners and anyways who have been looking for that UFC contract straight away. But I think they are still looking to draw a couple of fights. But I think it will happen. I think you're right with that. Or maybe they get signed to like a sister promotion or something.
Well, they've got that development program now, haven't they, the UFC?
So, like thing, is it?
Yeah, I think Dana White hasn't really given full details on it, but they've got some sort of development scheme that they're trying to do, because they've got that a couple of the guys from the Tuesday Night Contender series that they haven't signed, but are on this sort of scheme to get experience.
They're sort of calling on them for when you're going to pull out. Because John Phillips is fighting a guy. Who's he fighting?
some guy in China.
Yeah, he's fighting an American guy, but basically he was on the Contender series. And I know the story of this guy because I listened to he fought Thiago Santos, Jack Marshall was. But Thiago Santos' opponent pulled out, and then they didn't have anyone on the UFC roster to fight him. So they asked all the Contender series guys.
Yeah.
And then the Contender series guy, apart from this one guy, because Dana White says, I hate him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he's mouthy and he used to chop while he's fighting and stuff.
Yeah. Really unorthodox.
Yeah,
I know the
and
guy.
Dana hated him, so like all the other middleweights said, no, we're not fighting Thiago on debut. And Dana said, right, ask the mouthy one. And the mouthy one said yes, took him the distance, won 3 rounds with Thiago Santos, and now he's fighting John Phillips.
Oh, wow.
I said, John, you're right, but I didn't like him. I seen John the other day. He said, you're right.
Get that bonus.
But as I say, it goes to the show that being in that Contender series is an opportunity. So again, perhaps that's what they're looking for.
Yeah.
Have the events to bring them through. But yeah, it's changing. It's changing in a big way. What do you think? Like obviously, Ricky, how many Welsh athletes were the British Worlds and Europeans last month?
Well, last year, I don't know the exact number, but in the Worlds, there's around about 8 representing the UK from Wales.
Yeah.
And we've always had a good contingent representing Wales, representing the UK. I mean, the first two, obviously, Aidan and Josh Ellis in 2015. Josh became the gold medalist. And then later that year, Jack, Sean Aidan in the Europeans. Jack became the gold medalist. And I don't think we had any Welsh people in Prague.
But there was no
in Bulgaria.
team, was there?
No.
There was no like now there's the coaches taking notice. Whereas before there was Aidan and Josh Ellis doing off their own backs maybe.
Yeah.
But as I say, I was quite excited for the Welsh team because we're a British team. Like I think you need squad training. I think the squad training needs to happen. But with a British team, it's like, how far are we going to travel to win these gym on Sunday?
Yeah.
It's like 3 hours there, 4 hours. I don't know.
But this time we got a one-man squad.
I know, that's right. But as I say, eventually, with everyone being on the M4 corridor,
Yeah, it should be easy enough. And you get the guys from North Wales.
Like, speaking of Chris Rees, who's the president and the team coach, for the Europeans, next year there's going to be a massive contingent of Welsh people, and he's open to fill.
I think 20 fighters is easy.
Can you take 2 every weight class?
Two in every weight class, yeah.
Sometimes 3. If there's spaces, you have the top 2.
Oh, really?
Per thing, and then if there's pull outs,
I don't know about 3. I think there's 2 maximum.
Well, that's what Jordan told me. He said
maybe
if you get now you got 31,
yeah,
and there's a
there's
space,
then they fill the
they
space.
can, yeah. I think that's the case. I might be completely wrong. I might be Jordan was just playing differently.
I'm pretty sure that it's not public knowledge yet, but I've been tipped off where the next Europeans are, and it's not very difficult to get to. So is there going to be a lot?
Is it on our island?
No, it's not on our island.
But
but it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a large Welsh contingent going, and I think there'll be good squad training. Hopefully,
especially with the juniors. In Wales, there's a lot of guys fighting like 18, 19. It's the juniors are youth.
The juniors, between 18 and
21.
And the 21.
Yeah, some of my guys are like 19, like Caleb, 20.
I'd love to see Kane.
And like if it's early enough in the year, he's not 21, and definitely Just tell me do what you do.
Yeah.
That's scale up.
You go in. Pay for me? No.
He just wants us to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think next year there'll be a lot of fighters.
I think as well, like if you look at the Welsh scene, I think and if you look at the British sort of MMA scene, amateur scene at least, and then look at the Welsh one, I think we've got some of the strongest like fighters in the country.
Mm-hmm.
We could definitely
Without
go out there and
A lot of little
take
guys
7
as well.
medals.
A lot of little guys.
I mean, so far, the Welsh, we've had 2 golds, 2 silvers, and 1 bronze.
Yeah.
You're the bronze.
It's good.
We've had Ben Robson running the Asian Open silver and Casey Blake.
Yeah.
So in the Worlds last year. So we've done alright as a country. What would be class, and I dreamt about this. You on the final day up on the podium, Welsh flag behind you, my Hale Lab and Hardy. If they play 1 note, God save the Queen. I'm going to be spearing that DJ over, and I'm going to walk around all week with a CD in my pocket. I grab the mic and I'll sing it myself. I know some of the words.
You gotta make sure we take one of the CD out there.
Singing over the English national.
That's right.
With your microphone.
No, I make sure I'm gonna be on them. I'm gonna be on that DJ on the day when like got the Welsh national anthem. Right? The Worlds as well. They have an opening ceremony as well. So where like in the Olympics, where the whole team walk together with the
It's gonna be lonely.
It's just gonna be you with Wales
carrying all the kit bags. All the flag and everything. The Wales on it.
There are some advantages to going on your own. You don't have to room with Rowan.
Yeah. And it's you heard about the prune story, right?
No.
Oh yeah.
There was never any toilet roll in my room.
You heard about it?
No.
About his weight cut and that.
Oh yeah.
I think he said,
That's right. He put a lot of weight on there. Yeah. He's a special, so I do that.
It's great fun.
I shared with Ryan in Bucharest, Ryan Bassett, who's in charge of kick. So he was like the earliest person to start working and the last person to finish it every day. So I had the room to myself. I know what it was crack.
Yeah.
Like he was.
I can imagine.
I think I've got a room to myself this year because Christy and Ryan are in a different hotel to me. Probably keep us apart, keep us on treble. So that's quite cool.
So when do they do the drawings? Is it Saturday?
I think Sunday at some point.
Sunday night.
After the first weigh-in, is it?
Yeah.
I remember trying to watch it online last time.
We just sent what's his name down to. I was in bed just chilling.
Because there's all names coming up and nothing makes sense.
Yeah.
Send Nige down.
That's it. Send Nige down.
I just got the wrong results.
They usually have me MCing, but they didn't have. I went there for the World, so Andreas didn't know it's his job, and I'm so relieved because people keep. What is this? What is? And I'm like, yeah. Ask Andreas, and Andreas will come. So I'm glad they've cut me out of that role now because he knows what he's talking about.
Mm.
But yeah, I can't wait to go out there because it gives my life meaning.
Right, so we're in.
That's giving some cancelling, isn't it?
Ricky left his job to MC full time. So twice a week, on a weekend he works. The rest of the week he's putting in a podcast WhatsApp group ideas.
Yes.
And I'm just thinking, where's he Liam when he's writing this?
Yes,
He's been busy all week.
I wrote that article yesterday on the MMA Camry page about you, and I was in bed till 12 writing that. So I was like writing on my phone, and Becky was like came home yesterday, the dishes hadn't been done and the washing hadn't been done, and I was like, Beck, it's 9 o'clock. You're going straight to bed anyway. I'll do everything tomorrow morning. Pipe down with you. As it happened, I did it all this morning. She will walk home to a clean house tonight.
So you say, yes, podcast, nothing to do. I can leave the house. Hello, front door.
So are you free Monday to Friday?
Yeah.
Should we train him, mate? He's the first MC world champion.
Well, you know.
He can call himself out.
Well, thing is, I mean, Ash Williams said to me, Rick, you're such a waste. Thanks, Ash. It's like because I've trained all over the UK. I've trained at like Wolf Slayer Gym, and I've trained in Gracie Bar, Orlando, and a few other places, and I never really.
Train at home.
I know, like people say like you could all train all this time, and I think no, I'd rather be MC. Or it hurts less. I went training last week. I went training with Wing Sandways and Shazzy, and I used to be better than Shazzy, but he's trained there 3 times a week when I haven't. I'm not better than him anymore. In fact, I can't even touch the guy.
No,
there's a lesson we learned there. Don't stop training.
Yeah, no, that's right. I know all about that. I learned that lesson. But,
so anyway, we had obviously we had Jack Marshman fight on the weekend. We should touch upon that because he went out to Madison Square Garden, a great achievement, being a Welsh guy fighting on the main card in the most iconic venue in fight sports, Madison Square Garden. Went a distance, his opponent.
Yeah.
Tough fight.
Very tough. Didn't really find his distance, did he? Didn't really, like, the guy was an orthodox southpaw, rangy kickboxer with a lot of power. The power doesn't, as you know, doesn't bother Jack at all.
He took some shots.
He took some shots.
And
But
Jack just walked through the shots, like.
Jack's like trying to find your range with someone like that is very difficult.
The guy as well, I felt like, because Jack would always prepare for every outcome. He's one of the hardest training guys around. But I'm not sure if you're not going to anticipate a guy who's like, wasn't he a kickboxing world champion who got wins over like.
He's a glory kickboxer, so he's at the highest level.
Highest level kickboxing, and yet Jack with the 2 takedowns, and I don't. You never expect that from the guy, like especially when he was doing all right. As long as the fight stayed standing.
And the level change was quick, right?
His takedowns are sweet.
He was sharp.
Yeah.
But I think that's when we stand up, he's in and out.
But I find that as long as the fight stayed standing, I think Jack was always in the chance where he could have landed that. Because he was landing shots and he was getting more comfortable on the feet as the fight was going on. Because the guy had a lot of muscle on him, and I felt like he was starting to slow down. And the funniest bit of the fight, though, was Joe Rogan.
Snatch.
Joe Rogan commented, "Can we get some subtitles here? What's that guy saying?"
Push your hickey. And he said he's like listening to Snatch.
I was quite offended at the time. Like, I was like, how dare you say that about Richard Shaw? But then it was quite funny, especially when everybody else saw the funny side, and it's 2018, so it was my first reaction to get offended. Because
And he got a guy one.
a hero. So, but I think where does Jack go from now? I mean, he's 2-3 in the UFC.
Well, obviously, the difficult thing is with Jack. He looks a lot smaller than the other middleweights, but
and that's what we touched upon when we had him on the show. Because if there was a 175 division, he'd fit right into that. You wouldn't have trouble being oversized.
The welterweight thing he never made, did he? He struggled, didn't he?
How many pounds did he miss by, isn't it?
He did say.
Doctor pulled it, didn't he?
Doctor pulled it, yeah.
It wasn't that a miss, but it was.
But like if there was a 175 division, because it goes up in 10s all the way from atomweight to lightweight, and then they go from
15,
and then suddenly jumps up 15 pounds.
It's like it's a bit silly, like
obviously with yourself now turning pro. I mean,
170 is too small, and then 155 is to get down to.
You're gonna look really ill if you try to cut to lightweight.
No, but there's a couple of amateurs, like I should say about Elliot Thomas as well. He could ever make it 155.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just horrendous. You've almost got to eat more and stay at 170. I mean, at the moment that's the only option, I suppose. But
160 or 165 would be perfect for me. So and it's got to be there's hundreds of people like that.
Yeah.
So the 155, 165 they make in, isn't it?
Yeah, they want to make 160. Like
Ben Askren and GSP, isn't it? So.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk about that. No, that's actually be really boring to be honest. When it's 2 really wrestlers, 2 most boring fighters in the world fighting each other.
Or can GSP defend all the takedowns? Is that the way you go? The Superman jab. The range.
It's a terrible boxing match.
Yeah, it could be even a terrible boxing match.
Do you remember when I think it was Matt Hughes maybe and another jiu-jitsu guy. I can't remember who now. but neither went for the takedown, and it was just like a really crap boxing match.
On the weekend you had Jackery against Chris Weidman. They say like the best, like 6-dan black belt.
Yeah.
Best grapplers and one of the best wrestlers. They just had a kickboxing fight.
Yeah. That wasn't a terrible boxing match.
It was really good, but it was like they're not elite kickboxers. They were just so tough.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And
I didn't see that fight. I had a tantrum and went to bed.
No, it was a great
I'm so
fight.
mad at Joe Rogan calling shaky. Asking for subtitles.
But
Then I watched Joe Rogan's comedy show on Netflix and it made it all better again. We've seen that.
yeah, I watch it all the time.
Vegan Cat.
I've seen that.
Watch his new show on Netflix, cop stand-up comedy. He talks about vegan cats. There's a lot of humour on it that you probably like based on your recent posts on his Facebook. You know,
Sort of standing up.
yeah, like your frying pan posts, basically.
Okay. Yeah, no, but that was a good fight. I mean, as I say, you get them stylistic ones that sometimes you get the best of people and you don't, not that exciting.
I'm hoping that John's fight is John will
Kevin.
win his next fight,
Remember, we've got
John
Kevin
Phillips.
Holland, he's fighting.
and I hope in that Jack Marshman will get given another chance for March because UFC are back in March. Hopefully, you see Jack, Brett, maybe even Tank if he comes through in December.
I think, I hope Jack gets another chance, and hopefully by then they would have got the new divisions out.
Yeah,
It could be hunting new heads, basically.
Yeah, definitely.
Putting more people away because they, like the Americans, you see the difference when he's fighting these guys. Massive.
absolute huge.
You know, I don't know, they monster weight cutters, isn't it?
Like Jack's been undersized, I think, in every single fight he's ever had, except for Ali Arish, where that Jack was the first time I've ever seen him taller than him.
Yeah, I mean, it probably suits him. Because you do get used to being the shorter guy.
Yeah.
But
Been the shorter guy in my life.
there's been the shorter guy, there's been the smaller guy.
Yeah.
I find these new heels thing you put inside your shoes to give you extra 5 centimeters.
Yeah, they're not good
Looking
if
into
you're
it.
feet though.
I'm talking about when I MC, like, so I can. I remember that.
At least taller than the ring girls.
Yeah, that would be a dream. I mean,
So other than John Phillips' fight happening against Kevin Holland, I'm just looking at some of the stuff. Kevin Holland's got quite mouthy. John Phillips from SPG, smashing bottles of proper 12 whiskey and that. So I think that could be interesting.
That's a good matchup. They both stand up.
Yeah, Kevin doesn't really
Both
shoot.
got power.
Difficult to hit,
Yeah.
I think.
you said that.
Is he southpaw as well?
But John, I don't think he knows. I think he goes both ways.
Yeah.
I think, but John like will throw 4s, 5s, 6s, and he only needs 4 or 6 to land. That's the difference. Because everyone will come with power. Whereas most power guys will throw 1 or 2. John will miss 2, 3, then 4, 5 will land. And that's where people like that are going to struggle. So I'm hoping.
He doesn't go for a takedown because everyone says he's not going to take John down.
Yeah. He has been wrestling a lot recently. He's been doing a lot with.
I've seen him in the hangar a few times actually.
Yeah, with
Ollie Cole.
Curtis, Ollie, so that has been something he's been doing a lot of. I think as long as he's got the confidence to bang him straight away, I'm not worried about that. Because he has been wrestling. And yeah, I'm all up for that.
When's the fight?
That's 24th of this month.
Oh wow.
24th.
So hopefully, I'd love to see an all Welsh fight in the London card. So hopefully John will come through this now and win by knockout, and him and Jack. It'll just be. I might even make a fake Welsh middleweight title belt and give to the winner.
Running after.
Present it
The
to
MMA
him on the
Wales
show.
podcast middleweight title.
Oh, you
No,
could do it.
the Ricky White one.
As Bonnie touched upon earlier, I do have a lot of time on my hands. I will make one.
Yeah, no, I personally, I don't want to see that. I'd love to see them do a fight, but if I go to a UFC card, I want to see them fight different people.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
Only because me, it's because I don't want it. I don't want one of them to lose and maybe get kicked out
Yeah, that's a good point.
because of the other one. Like I'd like if both of them to win and then progress their careers. I'd like to see him in different divisions because of that as well. Do you know what I mean? Like Jack go down division as well. So
It's crazy
you know,
that they both got this far and haven't fought each other yet.
yeah, I mean, it was on top list in the UFC, and then when they got the UFC, it's not do it.
Yeah.
Well, in the UFC, you don't decide who you.
No, you take the fights now. But I think there's not many Welsh guys in the UFC, so why jeopardise any other guys?
Yeah, exactly.
Valid point.
But like you got Jack Shaw now. Like Jack Shaw is he ranked number 3 in Europe as a bantamweight?
I think so.
Red's ranked number 1. And then putting them both in the UFC is like, just keep away.
Yeah,
I mean, like, you
totally.
know, there's that, and I don't know. As I say, if we're flooding it like America, then it's different, but we're not. So, I mean, I only like to see that fight if they're both at the end of their career, and you know.
And also, like, yeah, if you're killing
To put
2
it away
stars,
somewhere.
you're minimising the chances of it. Us having UFC Cardiff or Wales.
Exactly,
or
yeah.
Fight
So
Night.
if you lost Jack or John, then
Yeah.
you've got less Welsh guys to fill a Welsh card.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's a valid
That's,
point. I feel
that's
silly
my-
now.
Yeah. You've got loads
Dana
of
White. Dana White, I know you watch this. Keep Jack and John apart just a little bit longer. Alright, we got 2 minutes left, so any sponsors, now's your time to plug them.
Not so many sponsors, but I'm going to give a big shout out to Dogs of War MMA and Craig Ewers Academy. So I go to Craig for my jiu-jitsu and obviously Dogs of War for my MMA. I also coach a kids MMA class at Craig Ewers Academy, 6 till 7 on Monday.
That's for the ladies. Shows his sensitive side.
If
So
we've got any
kids class.
kids, bring them
They,
down.
it was World Judo Day about a week ago, and they drew me little cards which went straight up on the fridge. So any girls that come in the house, give the kids, you know.
But I say so. Everyone, please vote Josh. He's going this next Monday is the first fight. I don't know when this will be out. It'll be this week some point. There's a website. There'll be the link on the MMA Wales group page.
Yeah, tune into our
everywhere.
Josh fight from me and James and you, Ross. Good luck out in the world, and I'm sure all of Wales is going to be behind you, willing you on to win that goal. It's going to be a hell of a journey out in Bahrain. I can't wait. Thank you guys. Thanks for coming on again. See you next time.
Cheers for having me.
Thank you.